Welcome back, Rich Minds. It's your boy Reno coming back to you with another video. And today's topic is gonna be how to remove power from your enemies. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for the people in the back. Listen, y'all, and understand this. This video is based upon how you can remove power from your enemies. Yes, sir. Now, I know somebody watching me right now. And I'm like, Reno, what you talking about, bro? How can I remove power for somebody else who I don't even know? Yes, sir. How can I remove power from some people who I don't even have power over? You talking about witchcraft, Reno? Listen, I got news for you. You can remove power from your enemies, people who don't like you, people who want to see your misfortunes, and people who want to see you fail. You can remove power from them. And I'm about to tell you how. Yes, sir. I'm about to tell you how. All right. Now, if y'all interested, and if y'all still watching this video, y'all make sure y'all drop in the comments and say, Reno, tell me how. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments and say, Reno, tell me how. Okay? And so before I get deep into the video, y'all already know how we do. Y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video if any one of these reasons resonate with you. Okay? And not only that, but subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. We're about to get directly into it. So the first way of how you can remove power from your enemies is going to be this, y'all. Stop allowing everybody to know your next move. Simple as that. Stop allowing everybody to know your next move. Okay? You about to go get that car. Child, I'm finna go get this new Mercedes Benz. Yes, sir. Child, I'm about to go get me this BMW. Ooh, child. Listen, you gotta stop telling them your moves, baby girl. You gotta stop telling them your moves, man. You got to. Why? Because you allow them to stop the plan. You allow them to put some curses, some energy towards it, negative energy. I mean, every single thing towards it so you can't get it. Do you know what people praying against you too? They praying against you and playing against you. Yes, sir. And if you keep telling them your move, they're going to know exactly how to come at you. All right? I mean, when you tell them this big old idea, all right? You tell them this big old idea. Guess what? Since you done told them your move, now they can put some discouragement on it. Now they can put some demotivation on it, discouragement. I mean, every single thing towards it. Why? Because you are telling them your next move. You can't tell people your next move. Y'all, do y'all understand that any football team would tell the play? Yes, sir. Any football team or basketball team, I don't even care if it's tennis. If they telling the play, they're going to fail. Why? Because they're telling their enemy their next move. That's how you can remove power from your enemies, right? Ain't that simple, y'all? Ain't that so simple? Understand this. You got to stop allowing everybody to know what you're about to do before you do it. Y'all ever heard this saying? Never let your right hand know what you're doing with your left hand. Okay? Don't let your right hand know what you're doing with your left hand. Simple as that. And then you keep all mysterious. You keep everything about you mysterious. Yes, sir. You keep them in the blind. You don't allow them to know how to come at you. Right? You don't allow a person to know what your weakness is. You don't allow a person to know what makes you vulnerable. You don't allow these individuals to know that. Even when it comes to your spouse, it's certain things that you tell them and it's certain things that you don't. You leave out. You got to leave some for yourself. Okay? Somebody drop in the comments and say, leave some for me. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments and say, leave some for me. Okay? I ain't going to dwell on this too long, y'all, but I want you to understand and realize this. You have to stop allowing everybody to know what your next move is. That's one way you can remove power from them. All right? The second way is going to be this, y'all. Never outshine your master. All right? Never outshine your master. Now, I know somebody looking at me like, Reno, I thought you, man, G.O.D. the only master, man. You got me lost, Reno. Talk to me. Understand this, y'all. Yes, we serve the Most High, but I'm not speaking in terms of that language. I'm talking about never outshine your master in terms of who is over you, whether that's a manager, supervisor, your sensei, whoever. Never allow them to know that you know more than what you're saying, that you know more than what you know. Never allow somebody to know that. Why, Reno? Because they're going to come at you in a lower way. They're going to come at you in a weaker way. They're going to feel like they're automatically superior to you. All right. Now, I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, but it's a better thing. Imagine if a football team, and I'm using sports today, y'all. Y'all, look, imagine if a football team come towards another football team and they play on the field. And they're like, oh, man, they can't play. Yes, sir. I'm talking about they straight up looking down on my boys, right? I don't know. Maybe the whole team 5'4", straight midget style, right? Maybe my team 5'3". I don't know, straight dwarf style. Okay, but what I'm saying is this: the bigger team, they may look at it, right, and they may see them and they undermine them, right? But guess what? Since they undermined them and they looked down on them and they thought that they were superior, now the team that's shorter, they have an advantage. And let's just say that team start balling out on them. Yes, sir. Why? Because the other team, they thought that they wasn't on their level. Okay, they underestimated them. All right. One thing I learned in chess, y'all, never underestimate your opponent. One thing I learned when I was training Muay Thai, never underestimate your opponent. I don't care if you playing a 10-year-old kid. You better not underestimate that 10-year-old kid, because he going to probably whoop you. I'm talking about he going to show you up. Okay? So you got to look at everybody. Never underestimate your opponent. So, Reno, what are you saying? What I'm saying is never outshine your master. So those who are looking down at you or those who are superior to you, yeah, let them feel like that, right? Because that's going to leave room for you to catch them slipping, okay? Catch them slipping in whatever way it is. But all I'm saying is never outshine your master, all right? Do you think that Bruce Lee tried to outshine Ip Man? Because that's who trained Bruce Lee up, Ip Man. Okay, listen, never outshine your master and you're going to always come out on top, because they're going to look down on you, or not only look down on you, but underestimate you. And that leaves you and puts you in a position for the victory. All right, so that's the second way of how to remove power from your enemies. Yes, sir. If this is good, somebody drop in the comments and say this good. All right, if this is good, y'all make sure y'all drop in the comments and say this is good, because I'm trying to put y'all on some game right now. I want you to realize you have the ability to remove power from your enemies by simply doing these 5 things I'm giving y'all. And the first 2 is simply this, y'all. Stop allowing everybody to know your next move. That's a big one. Shut up. Shut up. That's it. Second one, y'all, is going to be this. Never outshine your master. Stop acting like you the big dog. No. Look, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, man, hey, you got it, man. Yeah, you got it. And then, boom, put yourself in a position for the victory. Yes, sir. They won't win. All right? Understand that, y'all. So the third way, it's going to be this, y'all. Study your opponent. All right? You got to study your opponent. So realize this, y'all. Every boxer, any boxer who have played the sport of boxing, right? What they do is they study their opponent, okay? And this goes really any sport, because you got to study, who you are about to go against, all right? This even goes to where you're talking about the enemy himself. You got to know your enemy. You got to know your opponent. You got to know that the enemy is shrewd. You got to know that the enemy is smart. You got to know that the enemy come at you with all the things that you love. Yes, sir. So what I'm saying is, y'all, you have to study your opponent. Getting back to the boxers, right? The boxers, they study their opponents. They studying his right hook, right? They studying his left jab. You know what I'm saying? They studying how he move, his patterns, right? How he set the person up, how he cut them off, right? So you got to do the same thing with your opponent, whoever that is, right? Whether that's a job, right? Whether that's the enemy himself, whether that's, a family member, a friend, okay? Partnership, whoever it is, whatever ship is on, you have to study your opponent. And that way you can remove power from them, because now you understand how to come at them, and now you understand how they're coming at you. Okay? Understand this, y'all. Realize this. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Okay? Which means you should listen more and speak less. Yes, sir. Somebody drop it in the comments. Say, listen more and speak less. Well, Reno, why should I listen more? Because you can get a lot more from what you hear from a person versus what you're telling the person. All right? I get it. You probably got you some wisdom. I get it. You probably got you some knowledge. But once Socrates said, he said this, y'all. Socrates said, all I know is I know nothing. And what I got from that was, it don't matter how long you live on this earth, you know nothing. You learning something every day. Okay, so why wouldn't you implement that in removing power from your enemies? Removing power from those who trying to bring you down. Removing power from those who trying to manipulate you. Go ahead and remove that power. Put yourself in position for the victory. Yes, sir. Put yourself in position for the victory. That's all I'm saying, y'all. So make sure whatever you're doing, wherever you are, however you're doing it, study your opponent, because that's going to put you in position for the victory. All right? The fourth way of how you can remove power from your enemies is going to be this, y'all. Remain unbothered. Okay? Let me say that one louder for the people in the back. Understand this, y'all. You have to remain unbothered. What do I mean by that? Let me break it down. All right? He who angers you conquers you. Okay? He who angers you conquers you. Meaning the person who make you mad, the person who can be a puppeteer and pull your strings, make you happy, make you sad, right? Throw you off center. Guess what? You giving them power. Okay? The person who make you mad, the person who can control your enemy, control your emotions, right? They are in control of you, which means you're not remaining unbothered. See, when you remain unbothered, you leave a person in the blind. Yes, sir. You leave when you remain unbothered, you leave a person, in shock, like, man, like, I don't know how to come at them. Okay? That's how you want a person in life. Understand this, y'all. You want a person confused, okay? Not knowing how to come at you, right? You got to remain unbothered. You want a person saying, man, don't never make her mad. What is it? You got their mind in the blender. Yes, sir. You want a person saying, man, don't never make that man mad. All right? Listen, y'all. One thing I've learned in life, some of the most wisest men are men who know how to control their emotions. Yes, sir. I'm talking about some of the wisest men are the men who never show emotion. Okay, this is why when you go to a gambling table, like a poker table or like spades, that's why they say, keep your poker face on. Okay, you got to keep your poker face on. Well, somebody drop in the comments and say, somebody drop in the comments and say, I got my poker face on. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments and say, I got my poker face on. See, a poker face is basically when you just, right? They don't know where they don't know how you coming, they don't know where you going, they don't know what you doing. You got your poker face on, okay? And so you want to have your poker face in real life, all right? I'm not saying sit around here and look like you just having a staring contest. Yes, sir. I ain't telling y'all to just sit here, and look like you are deer in headlights. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, y'all, is in situations, right? In hardships, right? In your times of calamities, or, in times of uncertainty, keep that poker face, okay? Keep that poker face, because the true character of a man is a man who shows who he is in adversity, all right? The true character of a man is a man who shows who he is in adversity. Okay, so when the whole world hates you, you still keep that poker face. Yes, sir. When your family hates you, you still keep that poker face. I ain't saying that you're not human, because guess what? You are only human. All right, you are only human, and I understand that. You ain't no Superman. But in terms of removing power from your enemies at the best of your abilities, you're gonna have to understand how to control your emotions and do what? Drop in the comments. Remain unbothered. All right. Once again, y'all, if y'all still watching this video right now, as I already know, understand this, y'all. You're watching it for a reason. Yes, sir. And make sure you drop in the comments and say this is good if you understand how to remove power from your enemies. All right. And so the last sign is going to be this, y'all. Number 5, live in your truth. Okay. I'm going to say that one more time for the people louder in the back. Live in your truth. See, when you living in your truth and you living for you, it ain't nothing that nobody can say about you. It ain't no rumor they can start. It ain't nothing that they can say. It ain't no slander that can be going on. Listen, the only thing they can do is lie. They can lie, right? They can lie because rumors start from somewhere, okay? But if a person just flat out lying, they ain't got nothing to do with you, okay? See, it's a difference in between a person lying to you and lying on you. Right? See, I don't let a person lie on me. But guess what? If they lied on me, that means I'm doing something right. Right? I'm doing something right. Yes, sir. Somebody drop in the comments and say I'm doing something right. Make sure you drop in the comments and say I'm doing something right. See, I want you to understand this, y'all. Understand this. You got to live in your truth. Because when you live in your truth, There's nothing that a person can say about you that you haven't already put out there. All right? You living in your imperfection. You living in your flaws. Because us as human beings, y'all, we all have flaws, and there's nothing wrong with that. Right? We all have flaws. But see, the big problem is when you start trying to hide it. Yes, sir. When you start trying to hide your flaws. And people say, oh, he afraid of this. Oh, he don't want nobody to know this. Or she don't want nobody to know that she ain't. Oh, okay. Hey, y'all, I'm finna put it on blast. See, you don't want nobody being able to do that for you. What you want to do is you want to pull an 8 Mile. Yes, sir. Somebody drop in the comments and say 8 Mile. Somebody drop in the comments and say 8 Mile. Right, like my man Eminem did. When they thought they was about to do a rap battle against my man Eminem. And Eminem came out and said, I'm white trash. He did mess with my girl, right? You know, my mom did sleep with this particular man, right? I'm talking about he just started, I did get beat up. They did jump me. Now what? I'm white trash. What you gonna say about me? Right? He said, tell them people something they don't already know about me. That was powerful. All right? So that's the same thing you want to do, right? Given the circumstances. All right? Given the circumstances. Now, I'm not telling you to just go out here and say, this is what I do. This is what it is. No. I'm saying if a person puts you in that circumstance, you go ahead and spray yourself. Don't allow them to spray you. You go ahead and do it to yourself. You got to live in your truth. This is why people who actually make it to be, you know, in the big time, or their gift actually make room for them. Why? Because they allowed themselves to be authentic. They lived in their truth. You got to be authentic and live in your truth, okay? Make sure y'all drop in the comments and say live in your truth. Understand that, y'all. That's what made Reno. That's what made me me, because I'm living in my truth. When I get on these videos, y'all, I ain't trying to be nobody else. I ain't trying to act like Dr. Seuss. I ain't trying to act like TD Jakes. I ain't trying to act like, oh man, the Candy Man. I ain't trying to act like nobody else. I'm trying to act just like me. I'm being my authentic self, the person who God called me to be. And that's the same thing with you. If you want to remove power from your enemies, yes, sir, you're going to have to live in your truth and be you authentically, whether they like you or not. All right. And so as I conclude this video, y'all, I want y'all to drop in the comments and say, I'm removing power from my enemies. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments and say, I'm removing power from my enemies. All right. And so as I conclude this video, y'all already know how we do. Y'all make sure y'all check out any one of the links in my description. Check out any one of my books. That's 8 Steps to Self-Publishing a Successful Book, Rich Mentality, Traumatized by Love, and Fairly Unequal. Also, be sure to check out any one of my memberships. That's my YouTube membership as well as my Patreon. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.